In times of turmoil and uncertainty, it's easy to feel like our foundations are shaking. But as believers, we have access to a powerful source of strength and stability that can help us stand firm. The Psalm verses. Anxiety, fear, and doubt can sneak up on us at any moment, making us question our faith and our ability to cope. We might feel overwhelmed by the weight of our troubles, like the waves of the ocean are crashing against us. Maybe you're walking through a dark valley right now, and the uncertainty of your future is making you feel like you're walking on shaky ground. Or perhaps you're carrying the burden of loss, and the grief is threatening to engulf you. Whatever the struggle, it's easy to feel like we're losing our grip on hope. When we're faced with the unknown, our minds can start to wander to the worst-case scenarios. We might begin to doubt God's sovereignty, wondering if He's really in control. The what-ifs and maybes can create a sense of uncertainty that makes us feel like we're standing on shifting sand. And before we know it, our anxiety and fear can lead us down a path of despair, making us feel like we're completely lost. But here's the thing. We don't have to stay in that place. We don't have to let our struggles define us. We can find solace in the Psalms, where we discover that we're not alone in our struggles. The writers of the Psalms knew what it was like to feel shaken, to face uncertainty, and to cry out to God in their distress. And yet they found a way to rise above, to trust in God's goodness, and to declare His faithfulness. One of my favorite Psalms is Psalm 27, which says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" These words are more than just a nice phrase or a comforting verse. They're a declaration of faith. They're a reminder that no matter what we're facing, God is always with us, guiding us, protecting us, and strengthening us. Psalm 34:7-18 says, "When the righteous cry out, the Lord hears and delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." This verse reminds us that God is always near, always listening, and always ready to deliver us. He's not a distant God who's disconnected from our struggles. He's a personal God who's intimately involved in our lives. Psalm 91:2-3 says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence." These words paint a picture of a God who's our safe haven, our refuge, and our fortress. They remind us that no matter what dangers or difficulties we're facing, God is always our shield, our protector, and our deliverer. But there's one Psalm verse that stands out to me as a turning point. A verse that has the power to transform our perspective and instill confidence in our hearts. It's Psalm 138:8, which says, "The Lord will fulfill His purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O God, endures forever. Do not forsake the work of your hands." This verse is a declaration of trust, a reminder that God has a purpose for our lives and that He's committed to fulfilling it. It's a verse that shifts our focus from our circumstances to God's sovereignty, from our fears to His faithfulness. As we reflect on these powerful Psalm verses, I want to remind you that your faith has the power to be unshakable. You don't have to let your struggles define you or dictate your emotions. You can rise above, you can trust in God's goodness, and you can declare His faithfulness. So I want to leave you with a challenge today. To immerse yourself in the Psalms, to let their words sink deep into your heart, and to declare God's goodness and faithfulness over your life. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the Psalms. If you have a favorite Psalm verse that speaks to you during difficult times, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you're looking for more inspiration and encouragement, be sure to check out our next video on the power of prayer in building unshakable faith.